Welcome on the cosmic atom. There's a law engraved deep into the universe's fabric. No one escapes. When someone throws a thorny throne in your road, fate takes notes. The cosmos may not react immediately, but it always does. And when it does not whisper. It roars. The chosen one. You're not here by chance. You are a disturbance to every existence they have ever created. Your presence alone disturbs those attempting to dominate the narrative. You are the narrative twist they didn't see coming. The storm clothed in quiet. Every time they attempted to undermine you, the energy they used on you bounced back to them like a boomerang, wrapped in sorrow. Some people believed they could bury you, not understanding you were the seed they insulted. They had doubts. They plotted. But the world continued pushing you ahead while drawing them deeper into the lessons they attempted to avoid. Irony number. It's about balance. And this is the bit they didn't expect. The more they attempted to break you, the stronger you got. That is the actual curse. They have to see you ascend. Your triumph bothers them more than any retaliation could. This is not only about growth. This is alignment. This is retribution without lifting a finger. Before we continue, allow me to ask you a question. Are you really ready to quit living like everyone else and embrace your differences? Because if you watch this all the way through, something within you will change forever. You will stop doubting your trip and begin to recognize the indications. This is not just a message. It's a mirror reflecting everything you've been feeling but couldn't express. So if you see this video on your stream, don't scroll away. I like how it locks in the energy. Subscribe to ensure you never miss out on what is designed for you, and leave 99 comments. If you're willing to hear what your opponents never intended you to hear, this one isn't for the faint-hearted. This is for the selected. Let's get started. Number 1. Stop believing you are average. Accept you are the chosen one, and everything will start to make sense. What you're going to hear is more than simply information. It is the activation process. The chosen one. If this video has made its way to you, you understand. The timing is not random. This is a time of cosmic alignment. The cosmos is rearranging things around only to get this message to you. Why? Because you are not destined to follow the route of the usual. You were not created to blend in. You were designed to break through. Think about it. When something is extremely precious, such as a rare jewel or a centuries-old item, it is safeguarded. It's kept behind glass, guarded, monitored, not because it's delicate, but because it's invaluable. That's you. That's why they couldn't get as close to you as they wanted. That is why some partnerships failed. Why? Several doors banged shut, even when you were ready to give it everything. Because of your energy, calling, and purpose. It's not for everyone. It takes accuracy. It needs protection. See, when humans sought to dictate your story, the cosmos refused to let it. It thwarted their intentions. It delayed your ambitions. Not to punish you, but to preserve your legacy. You haven't seen the whole picture yet. But make no mistake, you're not being left behind. You are being positioned forward. Let's keep things genuine. There were instances when it seemed unjust. You did your best. They offered you treachery. You demonstrated loyalty. They demonstrated manipulation. You have opened your heart. They went away as if it didn't matter. And you asked yourself why. Why is this continuously happening to me? However, the selected ones do not receive the easy way. They receive the genuine one, since your route isn't for comfort. It's about being clear. What if I told you that every closed door was a dead end? Every individual that vanished was eliminated so that they would not pollute your future level. What if their leaving was not los, but divine subtraction? And here comes the gloriously ironic part. The very people that attempted to stop you, those who murmured behind your back, will see your name increase in rooms they are unable to access. They set flames to destroy you, unaware that they were simply displaying your fire resistance. You are not wasting possibilities. They miss you because being selected isn't about pursuing. It is about attraction. What is intended for you will come to you naturally. And when it happens, it will not need an explanation. It will just fit. This is why you're protected. This is why you're unusual. And this is why your achievement bothers them more than any confrontation could. Keep soaring. Keep walking. Let the universe handle the rest. Number 2, stop pursuing what's left. Rejection was God's method of keeping you from taking the wrong road. The chosen one. Hear it loud and clear. What departed was never intended to remain. Not everyone who enters your life is expected to accompany you to the finish line. And when they went away, ignored you, replaced you, or rejected you, it was not your downfall. It was your heavenly protection. Most individuals do not recognize this until it is too late. However, not all locked doors are punishments. Some are locked for your own safety. You were so focused on the loss that you missed the danger lurking behind it. That chance you sobbed over would have thrown you off course. That one you want so much. They were not designed for your destiny. They were sources of diversion. Rejection does not imply you were insufficient. It indicates that you were too much for the wrong people. Your vitality, brightness, and mission. It made them uneasy. Instead of rising alongside you, they attempted to diminish you. And when it didn't work, they fled. Good. Let them. The universe is not arbitrary. It saw something you didn't. Conversations behind your back aim to darken your brightness. Motives were not pure, so it stepped in and prevented them from going where you were going. This is the part they didn't anticipate. You improved without them. Stronger, wiser, and sharper. They expected their leaving to shatter you, yet it developed you. That is the curse of harming a chosen one. You don't just lose them. You lose access to the blessings associated with them. So stop pursuing what has turned its back on you. You don't ask to be selected when you already are. Don't pursue those who can't recognize your value with both eyes open. Allow them to live with the stillness they created. Allow them to sense your absence. You did not end up where you are by chance. Rejection rerouted you. It pushed you to level up. It opened the way for those who really deserve to walk beside you. Now stand tall. The defeat was not a loss. It was a filter, and what awaits you next will not need persuading. It will notice your worth the instant you step in. Number 3, don't let the world treat you casually. You are God's precious property, safeguarded for a greater purpose. The chosen one. Pay careful attention. This planet is unprepared to deal with anything unique. And you're not merely unusual. You are irreplaceable. You convey weight, force, and presence. When you enter into a room, the vibe alters. Not because of your words, but because of who you are. The world will strive to treat you as if you were average, as if you're simply another voice in the mix. But deep down, they understand better. They sense it, even if they pretended not to. The disquiet you feel in their eyes, the envy they attempt to hide with silence. It's because you aren't intended to be touched lightly. You're the kind of person that disrupts systems and exposes fakes just by being. You aren't here to be handled. You are here to be appreciated. Imagine handling a diamond with filthy hands. That is what some individuals attempted to do to you. They mismanaged you because they didn't understand your value. They disrupted your tranquility. They attempted to conceal your humiliation since it revealed their shadows. But here's something they didn't realize. Every time someone mistreated you, the cosmos took notice. You are protected by powers that others cannot see. And each effort to break you just activated your defenses while they plotted. Life was repositioning you. You're not simply for anybody. Not everyone has access to your time, energy, and soul. Why? Because what is precious should never be entrusted to those who know only how to destroy it. The chosen one. Your mission is greater. Your worth cannot be bargained away. You are not meant to be understood by those who simply worry about survival. You are hardwired for innovation, change, and revolution. Let this serve as a reminder to everyone who treated you as if you were replaceable. They had never even attempted to contact you. They mishandled you because they didn't fit into your future. You're not fragile. You're strengthened. And from now on, everybody who enters your life must be right. Because selected ones do not diminish their value to make others feel better. Remember, you are not here to be handled. You are here to be recognized. Number 4, stop asking why it hurts. Your sorrow served as a preparation for the crown you selected. Pain was never a punishment. It was the preparation. You did not suffer because you were weak. You suffered because something strong was being formed inside of you. Every grief, betrayal, each dark night in which your tears drenched the pillow in quiet, none of it was random. The strain was on since your crown was being custom built. See, individuals who are supposed to sit on thrones do not get to avoid the flames. The universe does not give away monarchy without first testing your origins, which AQ carries. That's where your armor was constructed, the fissures in your heart. That is where your light came in. You said, why did it have to be this difficult? But the fact is that it had to hurt to alter you. Comfort does not awaken warriors. Pressure does. And selected ones, real, chosen ones don't just walk through hardship. They progress through it. You are not abandoned. You are being dragged away from everything that couldn't accompany you into the next chapter. You are not broken. You are being rebuilt stronger, sharper, and smarter. They believed that your anguish would bury you, but did the reverse. It planted you, and now you are rising. The most compelling aspect of your ascent is that no one can claim credit for it but you. They saw your struggle, but did not see you recover. They saw you fall. They never anticipated you to rise with such fire in your eyes. That is what they do not grasp. Pain did not shatter you. It crowned you. So don't ask why it hurts. It hurt because you were tossed. It wasn't constructed from gold. It was composed of lessons, resilience, and you didn't live after turning every scar into strength. Fortunately, you were prepared on purpose. Number 5, let go of the closed door. It was never supposed to open where you were going. Anyway, the chosen one. Let us solve this once and for all. If the door banged shut, it wasn't yours to begin with. You pleaded for it to open. You prayed. You planned. You provided that opportunity. You give your everything. And still it's slipped gone. But here's the twist that most people overlook when they're picked. Not all paths are permitted. You are on a journey that demands elevation rather than distraction. The door did not shut to punish you. It closed to protect you because opening would have led you someplace you didn't belong, somewhere incapable of handling your brightness, truth, or future. Let's get genuine. Some of those doors led to rooms full of individuals who would never treat you with respect. Some led to soul-crushing employment, while others led to relationships that diluted your identity in order to preserve the peace. But the universe saw something you didn't. It witnessed betrayal lurking behind the smile, burnout waiting behind the salary, and collapse hiding behind what seemed to be a dream. So, the door was closed for a purpose, a cause larger than your disappointment. You're not being refused. You're being diverted. Chosen ones do not plead for sealed doors. They install new entrances. You don't have to persuade what's not designed for you to make room. What is genuine will open without force. What is aligned will not need pursuing. Let go of whatever didn't open. It is not rejection. It's a redirection. And one day you look back and say, thank you for not allowing me to walk through that door. Because what's coming is tailored just for you. And this time it will not shut. Number 6, cease underestimating the enemy. If you are being assaulted, it is because you are carrying the Daniel anointing of the chosen one. You should comprehend something right now. Pressure is not evidence of failure. It is evidence of power. And if you're being attacked, it is not because you are weak. It's because you make the room tremble without saying anything. You have an unmistakable presence and energy. That's why people come after you. That is why you are observed, spoken about, envied, and misunderstood. Not because you've done anything bad, but because you hold something unique, something that threatens the mechanisms they designed to govern. You walk with insight that breaks through the illusion. You can see behind grins. You sense hidden objectives. That is not paranoia. It's precise. And once you stopped acting little, they began to feel exposed. They aren't assaulting you because of who you are now. They're assaulting you because of the person you're becoming. Just like Daniel, you were risen gently, but your favor was too audible to ignore. He wasn't loud. He was not flamboyant, but the kings noticed. So did the snakes. Daniel's favors drew assaults, not because he was incorrect, but because he had been picked. And, like him, you were being watched, not out of curiosity, but out of terror. You do not blend in. This causes concern among those who depend on predictability. You're the antithesis of anything that is phony. So don't underestimate the challenges you face. The opposition is real, but so is your security. So is your calling, and so is your power. Every plan against you demonstrates that your presence has already altered the environment. Every assault confirms that your anointing is active. Let them arrive. Allow them to try, because they don't comprehend that once selected, you are untouchable. Number 7, do not attempt to be liked. Jealousy is usually triggered by divine favor. You did not specify which one you wanted. You were not born to be loved. You were born to be memorable. And it comes at a cost. People perceive your status before you even say it. Your stillness seems louder than their loudness. Your radiance becomes a mirror, revealing everything they aren't. And that evokes a profound response. You've undoubtedly noticed this already. People's expressions change as you win gently, and their grins tighten as you gain confidence. It is not in your brain. It's not a coincidence. It is the expense of currying favor. You did not ask for it, yet you cannot turn it off. The more you align, the more upset they are. Not because you did anything wrong, but because you're doing something correctly. You're going across rooms. They had to beg to enter. You're drawing stuff. They had to hunt you in your tranquility. It disrupts their disarray. Stop striving to be liked. Stop explaining your grace to folks who don't perceive their own. You were never designed to be appealing to individuals who survive on deception. You are real. You are raw. You are selected. That alone is enough to make insecure individuals feel vulnerable. Jealousy is not always loud. It sneaks in by backhanded compliments, phony encouragement, and subtle sabotage. However, picked ones do not need confirmation from the audience. You do not need applause to demonstrate your authority. They envy things they don't grasp. They despise what they cannot access. So move openly. Let your brightness dazzle those who have never had the guts to shine. And they whisper. Let them know. Every time they mention you, they affirm your influence. You are not picked to be loved. You were picked to become legendary. Number 8. Stop explaining yourself. You see more because you have been given eyes. Others haven't picked one. Stop spinning your breath, attempting to explain something that was never intended to be understood by everyone. You see things that others can't. You perceive things before they happen. You note the tone of the words, the change in intensity. When someone comes in, the mute realities are concealed beneath noisy diversions. That is not paranoia. It's precise. You are given eyes. The vast majority of individuals are unaware of their existence. You are given a glimpse that breaks through illusion. As a result, you'll constantly feel a little out of place. Smiles and rehearsed conduct are prevalent in rooms designed for surface-level interactions. They'll say you're overly sensitive. They will accuse you of reading too much into it. But deep down, they know you're correct. They just don't want to confront it. Your insight is like a mirror, and mirrors make liars uncomfortable. You keep attempting to explain why you moved differently, why you walked away, and why you didn't trust someone everyone else believed in. However, selected ones do not have to explain why they trust their intuition. You are not imagining it. You're ahead of the game. The exact things that make you feel misunderstood are what make you strong. People dread what they cannot name, and your capacity to see beyond masks frightens those who wear them. So quit shrinking to fit into inaccessible locations. Stop interpreting your vision into a language people are unwilling to learn. They cannot see what you see because they were never designed to carry what you carry. Move silently. Trust your eyes and allow them to question your distance as you guard your item. You were not provided the clarity to describe it. You were given the opportunity to lead. Number 9, stop believing it's all about skill. Obedience is what unlocks unbreakable favor. The chosen one. The world is preoccupied with talent, applauding showy abilities, natural ability, and outward charm. But here's a secret no one speaks about. Talent may attract attention, but obedience is what earns favor. It doesn't matter how talented you are. It all comes down to how well you're aligned. You've seen folks with half your potential succeed, right? And you've questioned yourself, why not me? However, skill without discipline leads to distraction, and charm without character always fails. The cosmos does not reward the loudest. It celebrates those who are most faithful to the call on their lives. You were not selected because you were the most gifted. You were picked because you were ready to give up the noise and follow the route, even if it didn't make sense. Obedience is showing up even when you're exhausted. It's when you keep silent, even when your ego desires vengeance. It's when you continue to develop, even when no one is watching. That is what distinguishes the selected from a crowd. Some individuals expect favors without making any sacrifices. They desire the spotlight without the quiet seasons. But not you. You've marched through the darkness holding your head high. You kept the course when leaving seemed simpler. This is why the doors are going to swing open for you. Because you've shown that you can be trusted with what others fumble. Talent may impress people, but so does obedience. It moves mountains. So stop thinking. You have to be more to receive what has already been written for you. Stay obedient, attentive, and let the world see what favor works. What skill could never boost you in ways that defied logic. Number 10, do not mix stillness with stagnation. The waiting season is when warriors emerge. The selected one. Just because things are calm does not imply that nothing is occurring. Do not be tricked. Silence does not indicate stagnation. It's a strategy. The most deadly warriors are created in solitude, not on stages or under spotlights, but in quiet. That period in your life when nothing seems to move. That is the exact spot where your strength is being carved out. You aren't being punished. You're being prepped. Everyone wants the crown, but nobody wants the cave. And the cosmos has you in the cave for a purpose. You are not behind. You're being developed while others rush into situations and fail. You're learning to remain steady and develop roots that cannot be disturbed. The delay isn't a rejection. It's progressing. Don't allow the world's fixation with continual motion lead you to believe that quiet is a failure. Some of your most significant breakthroughs are hidden under your discipline. Wait, listen, and do not move until you are genuinely ready. The quiet season, that's where the really selected ones are distinguished from the others. It's when your ego dies and your instincts get sharper. It's when the noise diminishes and your mission becomes audible. Think about it. Every storm requires quiet before it can hit, and you choose one. Is that a storm in the making? So do not curse the stillness. Do not confuse it for weakness. What seems like a halt is really preparation, because when your season comes, you will not walk. You will be dominant. You will not speak. You will take authority. You will not participate. You will be announced. The waiting period is not wasted. It's where soldiers are created. Number 11. Stop searching for fairness. What seems unjust is favoritism, which defies human rationality. The chosen one. Stop asking the world to be fair. Fairness is a system designed for the ordinary. You were not designed for symmetry. You were designed for upheaval. When you're genuinely selected, your climb will seem unjust to others observing, since favor does not follow formulae. It does not wait in line. It does not seek for permission. It never makes sense to those who still follow the principles of logic and statistics. You're not here to live life like others do. You're here to disrupt patterns, baffle naysayers, and grow in ways that cannot be explained by credentials or relationships. That's why people murmur after you win. That is why people stare when doors open for you that did not even have your name on them. They deem it unjust. That's your favorite work. Allow them to speak. Allow them to call it luck. Coincidence? Favoritism. Whatever makes them comfortable. They don't realize that you paid in silent what they couldn't. With all of the loudness you suffered, storms would have shattered them. You stood firm in the face of overwhelming odds. This is the recompense for the anguish. Here's the irony. They never saw your sacrifices. They did not notice the evenings when you had to wipe your own tears in the dark. But now they see the consequences and they're furious. It did not happen for them. That's because it was not intended for them. Favre isn't fair, which is precisely the way it should be. Stop waiting for justice to recognize your accomplishments. You were not picked to make sense. You were picked to create history. Number 12, don't sleep throughout the shift. Your breakthrough will come abruptly. So be ready or get left behind. The selected one. Something is moving. Could you sense it? The atmosphere is shifting. The energy surrounding you is changing gears. This is not business as usual. This is the setup for something explosive. And if you're not locked in, focused, and aligned, you'll lose out. Breakthroughs do not necessarily come with warnings. They do not wait for you to feel prepared. They come unexpectedly, like a storm in the midst of a lovely day. What happens when they do? Only those who have quietly prepared will catch the wave. The question is, will you be one of them? You cannot afford to sleep through the season. You've shed too many tears, survived too many betrayals, and suffered too much suffering only to get here and fold. Because you didn't pay attention. You were not ignored. You were concealed. And now the curtain is being lifted. However, the universe does not encourage inactivity. It honors preparedness. And there's a change coming. It is not subtle. It is not soft. It'll uplift individuals so quickly that those who questioned you will blink and you'll be gone. So, get your thinking correct. Get your spirit, shop, tidy your environment, eliminate distractions, and lock in. Because when the door swings wide, it will not pause for second thoughts. This is a flashback moment, a heavenly trigger, a once-in-a-lifetime alignment with selected ones. They do not pursue. They take up position. They do not panic. They prepare. Get ready or get left behind. Because your breakthrough is not happening slowly. It's coming quickly. It's coming for you. And now, as we approach to the close of this message, let this truth to rest deep inside you. You were never random. You were always destined for more. Everything you've been through was not intended to break you. It was to mold the version of yourself that is finally ready to emerge. The transition is already in motion. Now it's your turn. If this message resonates with you, do not scroll away like this video to anchor the vibe. Subscribe so you never miss out on what is intended for you. And please leave a 77 in the comments. If you know you've been picked, you're unstoppable. Dear viewers, your support through Super Chat and membership is the only source of income that keeps this channel running. If you want me to continue uploading valuable content without delays and to stay motivated in providing you with the best wisdom, I need your help. Every contribution, big or small, makes a huge difference. Feel free to donate and support Pure Wisdom so we can keep growing together. Your generosity keeps this journey alive. Thank you for being part of this amazing community. If you're enjoying the content on Pure Wisdom and find value in the messages we share, I encourage you to subscribe. Based on the latest analytics, 93.9% of viewers are watching without subscribing. By subscribing, you not only stay updated with new content, but also support the channel's growth, allowing us to continue spreading wisdom for the chosen ones. Hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications so you never miss an important message. Let's build this community together.